Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at basically how good Strength LR Goku and Vegeta Angel, aka Strength LR Super Vegeta, is in their Easy 8 state in the Omega Shenron event. Now the Omega Shenron event's pretty challenging. This is obviously the birth of the Shadow Dragons Omega Shenron. And I think, like, for me, if you want to really look at them as a unit, I think they have one tiny flaw, is that they need probably one turn to get going. And when I say get going, I mean to build up their defense. They start a turn defense about 230,000, and their damage reduction is 50% if you're above 50% health when they enter the turn. It's not a huge issue or anything, but when I look at them as a unit, one thing I will say, just right off the bat, they need that turn to get about going. It's not the end of the world. They can still survive, but you're gonna see a clip when they get to the strength phase. They're going to enter the strength phase there without building any stacks. You're going to see it now. They build no stacks. This is their first turn. No items, no anything. They're going to get supered immediately. They're going to take a lot of damage. It's not that they're bad. It's that it's a situation where they're being caught at their weakest moment. And that can happen in any event, of course, with any unit. So this isn't to pinpoint anything against them, it's just more to say that you probably need one turn. Outside of that, I think personally they do great. I think they do a lot of really good stuff. They really come together nicely. They pull together everything really well. They got a lot in their kit that's really awesome. So they obviously have all those built-in additionals. They'll build their defense up super quick, which is why I say that first turn is probably the hardest. In this Omega Shenron stage, once they get out of that first turn, they're pretty much good to go. You can rely on them entirely for the whole event. You're going to see them tank as a base form. You'll see them tank the int phase as a transformed Vegito. Now the transformation is where things get a little bit interesting. Obviously, by design, you want to try and keep them stacking as much as possible. You want to try and keep, you can see here they tank perfectly fine, by the way. So there's your comparison between one turn and some stacks and a second turn and after super, and there you go. That kind of points it out. But you're going to see, here, they tank pretty well. They do pretty well, of course. But the big thing is, with them, so to say, is that when you transform is kind of important. Not that they lose their buffs quickly or anything. Just, I do think you probably want to transform them at the back end of the strength phase so that they enter into the int phase transformed. It's not that they can't handle the int phase at all. As you see here, they took about 88k beforehand from the AoE. They're now going to super, they're going to take nothing afterwards, right? So it's not like there is a huge problem. But what I will say is they do definitely have some build-up that needs to happen. And so transforming them to Vegito, I think at the end of the strength phase, really just leaves them in a good situation. Once they're in Vegito, they do absolutely shred. By the way, here you go, you can see them tanking a super. So this again, this kind of shows you how tanky they are afterwards. Really good. So the big thing is, ultimately at the end of the day, their transformation just kind of elevates them, obviously defensively, but it elevates them very much offensively. And I think that's more the draw card to the transformation, for me at least. That elevation to their offensive output becoming astronomical. We're talking, 13, 14 million, give or take, super attack, with a chance to crit. We're talking follow-up super attack. We're talking 2 million crits on counters. We're talking 5 million crits on counters. And in a situation where the boss is throwing out AoE attacks, the amount of net damage that Vegito can do is it's very good. It's very good. It's really not it's not a small amount. So I definitely would say transforming him at the back end of the strength phase, or even in the strength phase, is fine. Like, he's gonna be okay. For int phase, for non-int phase, for all of that, he's going to be fine. There's nothing really I can say that he's not going to be able to do and that he's not going to be able to handle. So from my end, I think personally for me, Vegeta obviously does fantastic in this event, as you can see here. Yes, there are odd situations where he can get caught out. I think that's the case for any unit in the game, so I don't read too much into that. I ran this event like 4 or 5 times in total, and that was the only time really where he got caught out. And it was a very specific situation where basically 1 turned the first phase, or 2 turned it, and he was appearing in the 3rd turn. So yeah,